Hey guys, hope you're doing well. I am actually being guided to do an element reading today. So yay. So we're going to do by air, water, fire, earth. This is going to be for your sun, moon, and rising. So you can watch any and all of them that apply. I'm going to, in the description section, put like the time your element thing starts. So I'm going to kind of just do a general reading right now. And then you can click on your specific element and I'll tell you. There are a lot of changes right now. There's a lot of integration right now. There's a lot of transformation. Things feel a little imbalanced. They feel a little chaotic all over the place. The past is definitely coming back up, but in a totally different way than before. There's just, it's like there's shifts every few days, and then there's multiple shifts throughout the day. So that's why you're probably feeling the ups and downs in energy, or you're feeling really like creative and energetic, and then you're feeling like really tired and unmotivated and stuff like that. You're going through different changes and upgrades and releasing and just all kinds of stuff. So try your hardest to go with the flow. The biggest thing Spirit's saying right now is like root and heart chakra. So a lot of areas where you're unsafe, where you feel unsafe, where you don't feel balance, where you don't feel safety, where you don't feel security. That is kind of coming up to help you with releasing, healing, and seeing things differently. With the heart chakra, this is also going to be around relationships with yourself and others, the way you perceive love or receive love or accept love, self-love, and outwardly. A lot of relationship stuff is coming up right now. I feel like October is going to be a huge month for relationship transformation. I'm going to do an October reading separate. I don't want to do it right now. I'm probably going to do it in the next few days because I feel like we're going to have another shift and then I'm going to do it. But we'll kind of see, like, you know, whatever Spirit really guides me to. It might be tomorrow, might be like 2 or 3 days. So we'll kind of see where we're at with that. But honor your emotions and your feelings no matter what's coming up. You know, two things can conflict with each other and both be true. Just because you know that like certain emotions, thoughts, and feelings aren't true doesn't mean they're not valid. So like you might have conflicting stuff coming up. So what I mean is, like, in the present moment, like you might have a specific perception and you know it's one way. Your intuition's telling you it's one way, you know, it's very clear it's one way, but you're having these thoughts or feelings or emotions that conflict with it. And a lot of times those are the past that are coming back up to heal the present. Or the present's helping it heal the past. Like it's coming up in the present from the past, the energy from the past. I said that all fucked up. But so what you might be feeling in the present moment is valid. You know, it relates to something, another experience perhaps. But it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, what you know is not true. So there's just kind of a lot of that. There's a lot of unknown right now. Really, we're just kind of getting one like foot in front of the other, like one step at a time, like one bit of clarity at a time. And then we're kind of blocked again. So a lot of this is surrendering, trusting. It's like we've already kind of went through these. We're just going through them in a different way to kind of really solidify and deepen stuff, to purge even more shit that's kind of there. And they're kind of showing me like a lemon, or actually they're kind of showing me an orange kind of being squeezed. So we're really getting all that stuff out. So okay, I'm going to start doing the individual readings. So we're going to do air signs. And I'm just writing the times down so I don't have to scroll and see what time it is. So what is it? Work smarter, not harder. Okay, we're doing air signs. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, which is probably the sign I know least about. I'm not going to lie. Like, I know about Libras and Aquarius. Well, I know about them, but I really have not very many of them in my life. I think it's because I have like no air in my chart. So, but let's see what you guys have. So I'm just kind of doing it general and seeing what Spirit has for each element. For the air signs, you got Highest Priestess and the Wheel on the bottom. I'm just getting for some of you guys a really big cycle is ending, and you need to trust in your intuition more than anything. This actually feels like the energy of the reading I just did. So it'd be the reading I just did literally right underneath this one on YouTube. We got these cards too, but it feels very similar. I'm just getting this major cycle of yours is ending. So there's probably a lot of pressure, a lot of the past coming up to release, things like that. But what I'm getting from Spirit really strongly is trust your intuition. Like, trust your intuition no matter what people are saying or doing, because there's a deeper lesson of inner knowing versus what you're seeing outside of you. Like maybe in the past, you guys look to the outside for validation and things like that, and you're learning how to go within and get that validation from yourself. And it feels like something like really major is going to be happening for you guys, just like major transformation in the next few weeks. You guys got 3 of Ariel, Page of Ariel, and 5 of Michael. Interesting, because we just got some of these cards the other day too. I definitely am getting, with the 3 of Ariel, you have some like angels, ancestors, spirit guides, like really watching over you. They're really guiding you step by step. You probably don't feel them. It feels like they're kind of hidden. They're not really giving you a lot of signs necessarily or showing themselves to you, but they really are helping you a lot behind the scenes. Once in a while, you might be able to feel them, but for some reason, they're not really showing themselves to you. With this Page of Ariel, for some of you guys, it definitely feels like you're in a lesson you don't even know you're in. Like there's something that you're in and you don't even know you're in it. Like you guys have a lot of hidden energy, and like they just showed me like a raccoon, like the mask on the face. Like you guys have a lot of hidden energy. Like a lot of things are not being shown to you guys. There's a purpose for it. They're not really telling me, but obviously it's gonna be different for everybody. So this definitely applies not just to, you know, air signs, like that is your sun sign, your normal sign. Like it also applies to your moon and rising sign. So if you have more than one, like as your top 3, it's probably really prevalent for you guys, and it's probably really strong. But I definitely am getting a lot of you guys who have the moons in this are really in this cycle too. Like an air moon, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I had to write it down because my brain's not functioning. I'm like, wait, what are the fucking air signs? But yeah, it feels like you guys, it feels like especially people who have a moon in those, they're like really in this cycle. They don't even know why they're in that. And I feel like I just said that country and I have no idea why I accidentally just talked like that. But with the 5 of Michael, what I'm getting more than anything is you're releasing shit that you don't even know you're releasing. Like, it almost feels like with your group, it's like you're healing and don't even know what you're healing. Like you're going through almost like blocks, like little pieces of experience here, experience here, experience here. It feels like it involves more than one person or different situations, different people. And you're like really healing like different like parts of yourself that you don't even know, and somehow it's all going to kind of come together. It just feels very like just almost like this little kid that's kind of just doing what their parent wants them to do, but they don't understand why they're doing it. And it's like, but you're putting this giant project together. It's just little step by step, but you guys don't even know what it is. I don't necessarily feel like something giant is coming for you guys. It more so just feels like this this internal transformation. And I'm definitely getting like a lot of like Gemini moon with this. So if you have a Gemini moon, that's really going to be significant for you. Okay, like that. We got the creator and past lives on the bottom with politics. I get multiple energies with this one. With this politics card, okay, I get, hold on. It's like you guys lying to yourselves and putting on a front is what I get for some of you. It's like, why are you trying to manipulate a person or situation? Now, this is not going to apply to everybody, obviously, but they are wanting me to say this, so somebody who's watching it needs to hear this. Like, why are you like lying or manipulating? Like, what is your intention with that? Because people are going to see it. Like, as much as you're trying to hide it, people are going to see it. For some reason, I'm just getting this like shady ass energy, and this feels like very specific. It doesn't feel like everybody watching, but just this really specific ass energy. Spirits like, I see you. And I don't know why they're having me do that, but whatever, teach their own. For some of you, and this feels like the majority of you, it's this energy of like, I feel like I need to put on a front and be somebody that I'm not because you have deep insecurities. And it's almost like just this gossipy energy, like where it's like, we're going to talk about this person so we don't have to look at my shit. That's kind of what it feels like. What you don't realize is you're actually hurting yourself when you do that. Like you're actually keeping people at a distance when you're doing stuff like that. It feels like some of you guys learned this from a parent. And I'm not talking about the manipulative first person they had me discuss. I'm talking about the second group where you're kind of like lying to yourself and kind of putting on a front for people because you're insecure. The manipulative person is totally different than this group I'm talking about. But it's like, it almost feels like you learn this from like parents or family or both. Like, it feels like this long-standing thing, and you guys are really going to be going into a cycle where you're learning to empower yourselves without the bullshit. Almost like there's this level of importance when you, hold on. It's almost like you have this like level of importance with you when you're like kind of getting involved in drama or other people's shit or whatever. Like, it's making you feel needed, or it's making you feel like hire them or something like along those lines. And you guys are going to go through what feels like a cycle where, if you're in it right now, or you're going to be going into it, where you're like learning how to find confidence within, which means you're probably going to have like times where you're going to be needing to be in hermit mode, and you're going to be needing to be by yourself because you're going to be going through some stuff where you really need to kind of have a lot of self-reflection and stuff. With the friendliness and the trust card, Jesus. You guys got a lot of heavy energy. It feels like you guys just have major fucking trust issues. Just major trust issues. But it's like you hide it like really well where people can't even tell. Like, you guys definitely feel like you guys hide some shit, which is probably why Spirit's hiding from you what you're fucking healing, because maybe there's some part of you that you're trying to hold on to that's really problematic that you don't want to release for whatever reason. But like, when I looked at the cards, Spirit said self-sabotage. So it feels like some of you guys get into relationships that really aren't good for you, and you keep this cycle up of sabotage why you can't trust people, because you keep choosing people you can't trust, and you know you can't trust them, and yet you choose them anyway. But it feels like they're giving you validation, or they're giving you like comfort, or they're giving you like attention or things that you're seeking that is giving you something like self-serving. There's some part of it that is like self-serving for you, which is why you're in those relationships. But you're not going to be able to trust people until you learn to trust yourself and your own decisions and your judgments. Okay, with the integration and fighting. It almost feels like some of you guys are really just in your shadow self right now. You're really just in like your ego right now. You're like, I'm not doing my healing. I'm done fucking facing my emotions. I'm going to ignore them. I'm going to fight them. And Spirit's like, sit down. We're gonna help you. But like, you're gonna have to deal with it. If you're in that, you're definitely gonna have to deal with it. You guys feel like you have some masculine wounds that you really need to acknowledge and heal. And it feels like they're trying to give you messages, but for some reason you're fighting them or resisting them. You are strong enough to handle them. It almost just feels like this inner child wound, that you feel like you can't handle them. And I'm seeing this like mother figure who just seems very, like, not aggressive. That's the wrong word. She seems very, not dismissive, almost like kind of like dominant. Like, if you're upset, like she's kind of telling you how you feel or something like that. It could be a feminine figure or some type of feminine energy, but I very specifically saw like a mother with that. So this one, no. Yeah. Okay. So you got reflection on the bottom, and you got fears and confidence. And you got trust right underneath that with I deserve. And Spirit's saying like, yeah, this reading's a little hardcore. But it's like you need to like sometimes get like tough love and the truth to help you guys heal this. And it's not like, Spirit's like, it's not a judgment of your character. A lot of it is your trauma. A lot of it is what you've kind of learned and how you've kind of adapted. but that doesn't mean it's always the right way. And they're giving me this weird ass like analogy. It's like you're a chameleon and you're adapting to your surroundings, but now you're a chameleon in a totally different environment. So the way you adapted back then is not how you need to be adapting. Now you need to learn how to adapt. And instead of adapting, you need to learn how to like release and just enjoy the new environment, because the new environment is not the same as the old environment. Like the old experiences you had are not the same as they are now. So the coping skills and things that you learned to deal with it back then, the trauma responses, are not what you need now. They're totally different. But a lot of you guys feel like you're using the old stuff for the current situations, which of course it's not going to help because it's not the same thing. You guys got 2 cards with trust. Yeah, it feels like, and if you notice, like in the card that you got, the friendliness card, it had like the 2 trees, and then you had the trust card, and with this you have the reflection, which is the 2 bikes and the trust card. So it definitely feels like, it feels more so like parent wounds that are mirroring your trust issues, and it just feels like this lack of trust with yourself. I'm getting just like a complete fucking lack of trust with yourself, but you're needing to sit and reflect on it. You're needing to kind of go within and really see where this is starting and why. With the fears and confidence, this is kind of what I said before with that creator card, is like where you're kind of getting outside validation and stuff like that, or you're going into relationships with people that are not good for you. Like you're needing to sit with your stuff and work through these like deeper feelings. And I said to you, like, you're very much in the ego. And this is like what the fear card is. It's like doing things out of a fear response, out of a trauma response. So you're needing to really like reflect on that and learn how to stand in your power and kind of trust in yourself and realize like you're stronger than you kind of let on. It almost just feels like you guys think you need to be these like happy fucking people who are so freaking great and whatever. And I know air signs are normally known for that, like being very social and very outgoing and very like fun. You guys are like the fun signs and stuff like that. But it's also like, it's okay to not be that way. It's also okay to be emotional. It's also okay to not fucking have fun. It's also okay to be serious. Like you don't have to be just one thing. Like just, it feels like a lot of what you were told you were supposed to be, or how you're portrayed you were supposed to be, that's what you're kind of stuck in. And Spirit's like, you were so much fucking more than that. Like the way you thought you needed to show people you were fun, you don't need to be that way when it doesn't align with who you are right now. So it feels like a lot of you guys are going through like being more authentic to yourself. It definitely, and I keep getting this Gemini moon energy coming in. So whoever's got a Gemini moon, like your energy is strong as fuck. Like it feels like a masculine. Your energy is very strong, like coming through like for messages and stuff. But it feels like you hide who you are because of things that people have said to you in the past. But people in the past are people in the past. You're a different person and you're bringing in different people. So the people now are going to respond different. And what's going to happen is as you stand in your power more and more and more, you're not going to feel as tired. You're not going to feel as worn down. You're not going to feel as like shitty. You're going to feel more energetic and more lively and bright as you're going through that. So I hope that this helps you guys, air signs. Okay, we are doing water signs. So 18, 30. Okay, water. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. They are showing me Pisces like the fish immediately, and like some type of communication and balance for you guys. But your energy feels a lot fucking lighter than air signs. So let's say you guys got not two of the same cards. You got 2 cards with the same type of flowers in them. Interesting. You got understanding on the bottom. They don't want me to pull the card underneath it. So okay, water signs, you guys feel like you have an emotional wall up pretty fucking strong. Man, Spirit's just gonna go hard as fuck in this reading, but maybe that's why they pushed me to do the element reading, because they kind of wanted me to do it earlier too, and I got hit with energy, so I couldn't, and then I kind of got like back into this. But you guys feel like you have a wall up. It feels like this emotional wall of really wanting to like hide your feelings, good and bad. What I mean by good and bad is like sharing feelings of love and or sharing feelings where you're upset or hurt or something happened and you don't want to talk about it. Like that's what it feels like. But it feels like you're going to be able to like be more objective and understand something a little bit different when you communicate your feelings. That's what I'm getting more than anything for you guys. Like Spirit is like, that is advice for you to take if it applies to you. Obviously not every message will apply. Yeah, you guys got ordinariness, guilt, and no thingness, which is like nothingness, but it's no hyphen thingness. But it's really interesting because you guys got both of these like cards with the like whitish flowers. It almost reminds me of like baby's breath. So like weddings or babies or, you know, like birth, like something celebrating, something like that. It might be significant. You might be seeing like small white flowers or something. You guys got integration, fighting, and sharing, which air signs got these two just like this also. Yours just feels like a totally different energy. For you guys, it feels like when you're doing nothing or you're just kind of calm, it almost just feels like you guys can't handle it for some reason. Like this blank energy, this like numbness, it's almost like if I take care of myself or do things for myself, like I feel guilty. I feel like shit. I feel like I always have to be doing stuff. It also feels like some of you guys like have, like if you're not doing stuff, there's a lot of thoughts that are ruminating, but Spirit's saying like, go into it. Like that's a trauma response if you're like trying to avoid that type of stuff, like go into it. You guys feel like you're kind of lacking like excitement right now. Like the energy just feels very like dull and bland for you guys for some reason. Just very, I don't know, very just blah, like you're bored or something. Just like no movement. It's just like, that's not even normally what the cards mean. That's just what the energy I'm getting is like, just like blah, like nothing. It's like nothing's happening. Just numbness, emptiness almost. With the integration, fighting, sharing, you guys definitely need to learn how to fucking communicate. You guys definitely need to start communicating. For you guys, I get totally different energy than I got for the air signs, even with the cards being this, like two of them being the same, is like when you guys get into like a disagreement or you're upset, like instead of shutting down, start opening up and having a fucking conversation. I'm getting so much Pisces energy with this. Like open up and like start having a conversation. Like learn how to communicate better. You guys feel like you're in the middle of a weird cycle right now. Like you feel like, I feel like you're going to be getting downloads, like intuitive downloads and crown chakra downloads. So like certain thoughts that are, or certain thoughts are going to come in that are going to, that is, or whatever, going to help you kind of understand, some of what's going on. But you guys feel like you need to work on your feminine energy. Like you need to work on your intuition more, and you need to work on allowing your emotions to flow more. Like stop fighting your emotions so much and like let them flow. It feels like you guys kind of go into masculine energy, like the masculine shield where you kind of just shut down. Your energy feels very fucking shut down right now, to be honest. But like open yourself up, because that's where you're going to blossom. Like you guys feel like you guys do really well in group settings, and you do really well, you know, obviously if you're introverted, maybe not so much, or you have social anxiety, maybe not so much, but you feel like you thrive when you have people around you and you can talk and open up to people. But like start being a little bit more vulnerable is what they're saying. Like be more vulnerable in your conversations. Like you don't need to just sit and like have just like surface level conversations. Like it's okay. People will listen to you and people will care what you have to say. It almost just feels like you kind of don't really want to. You guys got another card with the yin yangs. Like you it's like you don't want to show people the serious side of you, because it's almost like you're scared of that side is what it feels like. And you put this kind of wall up, like you guys are scared of sharing your emotions. You might have like a masculine wound with this, like a father wound with this, where like your father might have been very strict or very absent, where you were kind of like, we're not supposed to cry, like crying's bad, we're not supposed to share our emotions and feelings, like we don't do that in that type of, like this, that type of house. Like almost like emotionally restrictive. But water signs are known for their emotions and stuff. And the more you're kind of keeping it in, the more you're kind of like holding yourself back from really who you are. We got, ooh, okay. All right. So water signs, you got the Magician and Four of Raphael on the bottom. And you got King of Gabriel, Two of Ariel. First off, I'm getting from Spirit, you need to start trusting your intuition more. Like, you guys feel like you have good intuition and you like constantly are questioning it. Like, they're just showing me, you're like, is that my intuition? No, maybe it's not my intuition. Maybe it's this, maybe it's this. Like, if something comes in intuitively and comes in as truth and knowing, trust it. Okay, it comes in usually very calm, sometimes exciting, but usually very calm. It doesn't come in very heavy. It's very like light. Start looking at the times where it comes in and then it happens, so you can kind of understand what your energy feels like. And Spirit's even saying like you guys can journal and like write down like what you think is an intuitive message or thought, even if you don't fully trust it. Start writing it down. Write down what your body feels like, kind of what your emotions feel like how it felt when it came in. And then start keeping track, like, did this happen? Did this not? Especially if it's like more, you know, like stuff that's closer right now that's going on. And then start keeping track so you can see what your body feels like. And this way you can get more in tune with yourself. That's very specific for you guys. With this Magician card and Four of Raphael, what's interesting is it feels like something you guys want to happen, but it's like you don't really think it's going to happen for you. It's almost like you need to see something to believe something, and you just don't think this is possible for some reason. It's going to be too big of a situation. You haven't really planned for it. You really have no idea what steps to take or how it's going to happen. They're not giving me more with that, but let's see if these cards have anything to do with it. King of Gabriel and Two of Ariel. Spirit's saying you need to like stand in your power more and like give into like your passions and your creativity. It feels like you guys kind of block yourself from going into it. Maybe that's why you're fucking bored. Go into it. When you have an idea, stop blocking it and stop running away from it. Like, go into it. Like, dive fully fucking deeply into it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Like, you learn something and it will direct you into the place you needed to go. Like, don't be afraid to take the first step is what they're saying, because you guys feel like you'll think about something, but then you're like, nah, you know what? I don't know how this is going to happen, or this, or it's too overwhelming, or there's too many details, or I don't know. And it's like, make a plan. Just take one or two steps. Just start slow. With the Two of Ariel card, yeah, you guys definitely feel like you need to bring balance to your plans and start taking action on stuff. You just feel very like complacent with shit and not really wanting to take action. Feels like you guys have dreams that you kind of ignore and push away, and you just do not like move forward and take action. So as soon as you start, Spirit's going to guide you with this. And I'm hearing the word fears. Like, it's this fear for some of you. It feels like this fear of failure. What are people going to say? What if this doesn't work out? You guys kind of feel like you want a lot of safety. Nothing wrong with that, but you feel like you want a lot of safety, and it's almost like doing something out of the box for you doesn't feel very safe. But you're going to be balancing this. Like, this feels like what you're working toward to actually balance. So, damn, that card flew out. Spiritual gifts. I'm telling y'all. All right. You guys got transformation on the bottom. It feels like for you guys, almost like weird, because it doesn't feel like you're at the end of a cycle or in the middle of a cycle either. You feel more so like not in a cycle of it. It's more so just like as you're taking action and doing it, it's going to change you. Whereas like some of the other groups, it's more so like they have to go through certain things to heal certain things and shit like that. And they're in this like heavy cycle. You don't feel like you're in that cycle. Like yours more, I mean, not saying you're not, but like for the group that I'm kind of channeling, it more so feels like for you guys, like if you take action on something, it just shifts for you. Like it just will shift. Like it's part of something for your own path. So that's kind of cool. I feel like I go through it so rough to fucking transform. So anyway, you guys got clearing and spiritual gifts. And then you got emotional healing and I deserve. So I'm getting clarity is coming to some of you guys. So you're going to be getting answers and clarity, but they definitely want you to work on your spiritual gifts and acknowledge you have them. Stop like pushing them away. Stop being like, no, I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't. Or like kind of just like dulling them down. Like if you have the gifts, you have the gifts, you know you do. You can probably sense things really well without there really being any outward behaviors or anything that kind of shows you that way. Like you will know, people have probably told you you have gifts. You know, if you're searching for your gifts, then maybe not so much. But if they're naturally coming in, you're usually avoiding them, is usually the people who actually have them. The people who avoid them are usually the ones who actually have them. And the people looking for them are usually the ones who don't. In my personal experience, what I've observed with myself and other people. But it feels like you guys are clearing blockages so you can actually start using your gifts and start trusting in your intuition more. I told you guys definitely feel very intuitive. You're just really not listening to it. So hopefully this helps a little bit with the stubbornness, because we're kind of getting the same cards and messages. With this emotional healing and I deserve, I'm just getting this inner child healing, that needs to be heard and seen. Like your emotions need to come up to the surface, and you need to know that it's okay to talk about them. It's okay for them to be seen. It's okay to like feel them. Like all of it's okay. You guys really feel like you need to work through emotions and actually learn like it's okay to feel them. And I'm going to just read this card, the I deserve card. This is the inner child card. My inner child, I deserve my inner child to be seen. I deserve my voice to be heard. I deserve my needs to be met. That one's pretty strong with spirit. I deserve love, support, and kindness. I deserve patience and compassion. So that's definitely one of the big messages for you guys is working on. So water signs, I hope that this helped you guys. And all right, we're going to do earth signs. My earth signs. Let's see what's up with this. Soon as I just said that, I got some heavy ass stomach energy. Earth signs seem like they're in fucking turmoil. I'm an earth sign, but I'm just channeling earth signs, not myself. Like you guys just seem like in fucking chaos and turmoil right now. That's like the energy I get. All right, let's see. Just these? Okay. So on the bottom, you guys got the Rebel, which fuck yeah, because earth signs are rebellious as fuck usually. We got consciousness and letting go. You got healing underneath it. You guys feel like you are breaking free of conditioning and trauma. And a lot of you feel like you're being blocked from really understanding what is going on, because you're supposed to be focusing on the emotions and feelings coming up and really like going through a deep healing and letting stuff go. And they're saying surrender. So definitely the beginning of this message was some of the energy I was feeling. This is for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So any of them. But it definitely feels like this heaviness, and it's really kind of hard. It's like you guys are working toward this and you really want it, but it's so hard as you're going through it to really break free of like trauma and conditioning. But what Spirit's saying is as you're doing that, you're really learning to trust in yourself, and all of the shit that you guys have learned like is going away. Like a lot of you guys are spiritual leaders, and it's because you're very grounded and you help like other people to learn. You help teach other people, which is why sometimes you have to go through a little bit more difficult, because you're kind of leading the pack. And as you energetically shift, you help other people do the same, because they can energetically feel your strength and it helps them to do the same. But you guys feel like you have a lot of emotions you're releasing, and you feel like for the most part you guys are doing it. It just feels like it just doesn't end. Like it's never ending like flooding of emotions, and like just never ending like healing is what it feels like. They said something to me before and I already forgot what the fuck they said. So I guess if I need to tell you, I'll tell you. I don't think it was a message for me. I literally just forgot what they said because I was channeling something else at the same time. So you got projections, the source, isolation. Okay, never mind. They're telling me the message. like you guys are getting to the root of shit. So earth signs are usually the foundation. They're usually like the stable, solid foundation. And that's what you guys are kind of helping build with the collective right now. And that's why it feels so hard. With the projections card, you guys are definitely going through a lot of mirrored energy with people, especially if you have soul contracts with people or soul connections, either one. Either or, and it almost feels like some of you guys maybe don't know which one you're in, if it's a soul contract or soul connection. So a soul contract is like how they kind of describe karmic partners, is like somebody that you're destined to meet, that you guys are going to learn lessons through. Those are not people that are in your life long term. They're usually in your life, not for your lifetime is what I should say. They're in your life for periods of time, sometimes a few years. To really help you see areas like your shadows, to really see areas where you aren't loving yourself, you aren't taking care of yourself, shit like that. With soul connections, it comes in a different way. It's very triggering, but it comes in a different way where there's a lot of respect, there's a lot of love, there's a lot of empathy, and you know that their intentions are pure and good. And I would say if you're really struggling to figure it out, look at intentions. Feel into your intuition, and they're like, you already know the answer. You have really great intuition. You know you do. Feel into your intuition. What is this person's intention? And if you can fuck the behaviors, if you can feel into the intentions, you're going to understand who the fuck's good for you and who is not. And I get a very mixed group for you guys. So some of you have the good intention people that are the soul connections, and it's this very loving energy, this very grounding, safe energy, this very, it doesn't, when I say that, it doesn't always feel positive, because as you're getting triggered by a soul connection, it doesn't feel very good because it's helping you heal some of the areas where you don't feel safe. But within that connection, it's safe, and it's not a comfort zone safety. It's specific to that person, where you feel like they're very nurturing and loving to you genuinely and energetically. Versus like a soul contract, there's a lot of conflict there, it's like a totally different thing. Some of you guys are in the middle of like learning that, so I'm not going to go too much into it. With the source and isolation card though, it feels like everything that you guys are getting triggered right now, you're releasing a lot of like emotions and energy. You guys just feel like a fucking group that is like releasing, purging, going through a lot of heavy ass emotions. And as you're doing that, you're actually starting to see where these come from, so you can heal them at like a really deep ass level. Even as I'm doing this, like I'm just feeling so much heaviness, so much fucking heaviness. They're showing me the foundation card with the tree, and it's like you guys are building a strong ass foundation. You don't even know you are. Like you might not even see it right now. You might like have some, damn, the cards are just flying out. You might have some clarity, but you're not going to probably have full clarity on it. But like you're building a really deep foundation, which is why it's kind of taking a long time. Think about like a plant, like a tree being planted, like the seed to sprout, to actually grow the roots on the bottom before the trunk comes up, before it turns into a tree, takes a while. But those trees freaking live for, hundreds of years. And that's why, because they have a solid ass foundation. Damn. Okay. We're getting all those. Ooh, for Gabriel. Ooh. I hear abundance with that card. So some of you guys, some abundance is coming in. So we got 2 of Gabriel, the Emperor, and Justice. And I love it because we got the Earth, and we're doing Earth signs. And we also got the rainbow. So with the 2 of Gabriel, it feels like you and another person are energetically working together to actually bring change and something positive in that's really stable. It could be a soul connection, or it could be a soul contract. Maybe both. You guys are definitely energetically working with somebody, and that projections card is the same ass energy like from this. But it feels like it's definitely like divinely guided. And it's almost like you know it, even if it's a soul contract. Something told you, if it's just a soul contract and it's not somebody who's going to stay in your life for the rest of your life, you already would know that. Like you kind of know it in the beginning. You probably lie to yourself or tell yourself, it's not, but it is. And the thing is with a soul connection, a lot of times you do get scared of them because they're so intense and they're so pure and so much love that it's like you want to run away, but you don't, because you don't ever want to lose that person. Whereas like a soul contract, it's like, it's an intense trauma usually. So it's like this pulling toward them, but it's also like you can feel the almost like resistance. Like, I don't want to say disgusting energy, like just the ickiness of it. I don't know how else to say it. Like, just, they don't feel good. And like when you meet them, like something right off the bat will tell you there's like a problem with them. Like something right off the bat will show you red fucking flags, or this person, there's a problem. There's a deeper knowing they're not going to be in your life, even if you kind of lie to yourself or whatever. Whereas with a soul connection, a lot of times you'll have some type of like future premonition about them, or a vision about them, or some type of knowing with something in the future, and they show you that to help you stay on the path that you need to be for whatever reason. But we got the Emperor and Justice card, which are major arcanas. You guys have a lot of masculine energy with this. It feels like there's a lot of you guys who were kind of like wronged, or some injustice really happened to you guys. This might be recent, or this might be like within the last few years, and it feels like something's going to shift with that situation, that person, whatever, where balance is going to come. You guys already seem like you have clarity on it. Like, it doesn't feel like something you're needing to know. Like, you already have clarity on this and stuff, but it feels like you guys are really coming into your power, and you're going to have an opening fairly soon that's going to help you take the next step in your journey. You already have some like idea what it is, but you don't fully have like the clarity for it, but it's going to come in. Like, it's just going to naturally open whenever you're done with this cycle. And you guys feel like you're ending a cycle, like a really big cycle right now. And they're showing me almost like you're reviewing kind of the past and healing some of that shit, so you can go into this new, like this new purpose. And it's going to be something really like the Emperor, like really stable, really solid and grounded. And it's going to be something like balanced. It almost feels like where you guys have been, maybe been going through it really hard for a long time. Like, it's going to bring a lot of positivity, like the rainbow. It's going to bring like a lot of positivity after the storm. Okay, so you guys got 4 of Michael, Page of Raphael, 3 of Raphael. Ooh. So a lot of the times these two are relationship cards. The 4 of Michael, they're having me read these separate. The 4 of Michael, this is really you guys needing to rest and be at peace. Like, as all these emotions are coming in and all these thoughts are coming in, these feelings and these fears, and some of you guys are dealing with collective energy too and helping heal. Like, as this is coming in, you are needing to take more time to rest and sleep and integrate the energies. So don't be hard on yourself. Like, be patient. You will have your time where the creativeness and the positive things and the movement forward will come for you guys. It's just not right now, because you're in like a deep healing, and they're showing me, they're saying integration. They're showing me like the butterfly, like the transformation, like you're almost completed with this cycle. And after that, like, you're going to have more energy to do stuff. So just try to be patient and just rest as you're needing it. With the Page of Raphael and 3 of Raphael, I'm going to read the bottom to you, and then I'm going to tell you what I get. A new emotional situation, messages regarding relationships or social invitations, great intuitive insight. The 3 of Raphael, reason to celebrate, a community of friends, happy announcements regarding relationships or children. These both feel honestly very romantic to me. Very like this very like dreamy energy, like this very almost like they're showing me like Aladdin, like almost like how he takes her on like the magic carpet ride and stuff. Like, he takes Jasmine on the magic carpet ride, and she's just almost like it's just so beautiful to her, and it's just like not like too good to be true, but just like magical. That's probably a better word. It just feels like this dreamy kind of like magical energy. It feels really positive, and it feels like something you guys have been wanting for a while, and it's just, it feels so fucking exciting. It feels just like a breath of fresh air, and like just this very exciting, just dreamy energy. It feels really fucking good. And I keep getting the words like dreamy and magical, but especially the word dreamy. So for whatever reason, that word keeps coming in. You guys' cards are just flying out. Okay, we got awareness. It was the card that it was is my direction card. That's why I was moving it. I thought I took it out. We got validation and awareness. It feels like more so than anything, you guys are starting to see what your inner child needs are and giving yourself like the validation. It just feels like the stuff that's kind of coming up, and I said this before, like the stuff that's kind of coming up for you is to like help you understand like where the source of some of these things are, where you're invalidating yourself, or you're being hard on yourself, or you're not feeling enough, or you're not really sure what your needs are or why. Like you're starting to get awareness to this so you can actually step forward and make these changes. Most of you guys feel like you're already making these changes. I'm getting some like Virgo, Capricorn energy, where you guys are kind of ignoring some of your emotions as they're coming up, and you're trying to like stay busy. And you don't have to be a Virgo or Capricorn. You could be a Taurus too, but I'm getting very specifically like Taurus, Capricorn. So maybe you have like 2 of them in your chart or something that are really prominent, because you're saying it like them together, like it's 2 energies, like, but as one. But stop trying so hard to like prove stuff to people, and like start going into your emotions and understanding yourself. Like start understanding why you feel the way you do and start healing it, rather than feeling like you need to keep proving yourself. Like it's almost like outwardly you feel like you need to prove yourself to people or do shit like that, and it's like you don't need to prove yourself to anybody, including yourself. You just need to like let shit just be. Like just be into your emotions, be into your feelings, and stop trying to be like a perfectionist so much. And yes, if you're a Taurus, that can apply to you too. I'm just getting this very specific energy of like, but they're showing me like Virgo, like dash like Capricorn. It almost feels like a Virgo and Capricorn placement, like a person who has both of those in like the top of their chart. Like a very specific energy I'm getting. They're giving me like specific energies for groups. So not every message is going to apply to everybody, but definitely like certain people needing to hear very specific messages. We got shadows and peace. I love this. It's just like extra validation. Like you guys are going through trauma healing. That's literally what the top of the card says. You're going through your emotions. You're going through your feelings. You're healing them, and it's going to bring you peace. Like after this cycle ends, you're going to feel so much like clear. You're going to feel free. You're going to feel excitement again. Like you're going to feel motivated. It's like they're showing me like you stepping forward and things like shifting and changing for you guys. And it's going to bring you happiness. You guys feel like you have been going through for a while, a lot of the shadows, a lot of the emotions, but you have a different purpose than some other people. And it's bringing you to that higher purpose. And that's why it's taking a little bit longer for you guys, or a lot longer is what it feels like, to be honest, is taking longer because you have a different purpose where you need to heal all of these things to help other people. And that's why. So I hope that helps. Okay. And then we got fire signs, which is fire signs. I just feel some good ass energy with the fire signs. It feels very fun right now. So wait, Leo, Sag, and why is my brain literally not fucking functioning? Leo, Aries, Jesus Christ. How the fuck do I not know that? Leo, Sag, Aries. Damn, it feels imbalanced as fuck. Like at first it just felt like this really like fun, ooh, energy. And then it almost feels like this depressive ass, like heaviness. Like you guys have very conflicting energies right now. So let's see what we get for you. Really curious to see. You got the Fool card. Damn, yours are flying out too. Okay. You got change on the bottom and you got flowering underneath that. Yeah or no? Which if you notice, the black and white, the balance on both of those cards. Is like Earth sign the only one who didn't get the fucking yin yang? I feel like literally Earth sign, every other one got the yin yang except for Earth. I'm getting so much mother wounds for you guys for fire signs. So much mother wounds. Like you guys really need to go into your relationship with your mother and see how it is, because it feels like this energy, obviously this is not going to relate to everybody, but the energy I'm channeling is this like overpowering mother, just like telling you what to do, kind of just being really all up in your shit and not giving you like independence and freedom to express yourself or be who you are or things like that. Like very, and not even if they intentionally did it, they just feel very restrictive. And it's like, you need to find who you are and be your own person and like mature into that. But it feels like you guys have a lot of like different energies. It feels like you're almost feeling like collective energy, or you're feeling a mix of other people's energy around you. So it might be like your family, friend group. You just seem like you guys are getting hit with like a lot of energy. You're learning how to internally balance the energies though. Like you're learning how to kind of transmute them and take the energy that's coming in and turn it into something kind of positive. Like as the energy is coming in, it's like, it's helping you guys kind of like giving you energy to kind of spark something new is what it feels like. Because like with the earth signs, it feels like when the energy comes in, it's almost very exhausting. Whereas with you guys, it's like when the energy comes in, and this definitely feels very Leo-ish, but obviously applies to all like fire signs, sun, moon, rising. It's like when it comes in, it gives you that like spontaneity, it gives you that spunk, it gives you that fiery passion you guys are known for. With the Fool slowing down and We Are the World, like this. Okay, they want me to separate this. With the Fool card, you guys need to stop being so impulsive. This is like the opposite of what the card normally means. You guys need to stop being so impulsive and being so reckless with shit. And my phone just did some weird ass fucking light thing because I could see it as I like, and my phone's on Do Not Disturb, so there's no notifications coming through. I just saw this weird like light energy thing as I was like looking down. Yeah, you gotta stop being so impulsive and reckless with decisions. Like you guys feel like, it's like, you know, shit's gonna hurt you, but you're like, fuck it, I'll deal with the shit later. But then you're not really dealing with the shit later and you keep making the same choices. Yeah, that they're not giving me more than that. With the slowing down and We Are the World card, you guys definitely feel like you don't want to slow down. You feel like you guys want to constantly keep going. This almost like very like rushing energy is what I get for you guys. This very like masculine, like rush energy. I'm just getting you guys need to slow down and ground yourself more. Like you need to take the energy and actually ground it and stop being so impulsive and reckless and see why it's coming in. And if you notice, like you got the earth there and you got the like the turtle and you got a lot of rainbow energy, like you guys feel like you have a lot of energy, especially coming into all your chakras right now. And instead of going and just doing stuff, like you gotta ground your choices and your decisions. And like, if you want things to work for you, you need to like plan them and like think about them before you do them. Like spontaneity is great, but when you want like long-term things to happen, you need to think long-term. Like you need to look at potential and possibilities and things like that. I'm trying to like give an example and they're not giving me any example for it. It's just like this energy of like, it could be relationships, it could be a job, shit like that, where it's like in the moment, it seems really good. But it's like, say you're wanting to get married, but then like, you're just looking at like the right now. And so it's like, oh, this person looks good. They have this, this, and this. But like, they don't have long-term, I can't fucking talk. They don't have long-term potential of what you actually want. But you're like, fuck it. I'm just going to have fun. It's not that big of a deal. But then you end up hurting yourself because you can't change other people. You already know in the beginning that this isn't what you want long-term. And then you're pissed off and it's like you're angry that you're not getting what you want long-term, but you're not making choices that are long-term choices. You're not doing things from a place of like, thinking about it, like being like logical, even intuitive, being logical or intuitive and like actually thinking about it. It's like you're doing this like 5-year-old thing where it's like, oh, this seems fun right now. And then it's like, but there's consequences long term. So you guys are learning how to, or you're needing to, and they're like, this is advice, to slow down, chill some of your energy and like make more like grounded, mature decisions and not being so impulsive and reckless. Because they're saying you're hurting yourself. You're really not helping yourself. Oh shit. I love the card that came out. The Four of Ariel is a lot of times when this card, well, it says being resistant to change, but a lot of times when this card comes out, yeah, it's like you not wanting to change, and it's just this very stubborn energy. That's why I just started laughing. Not necessarily that's what I'm getting for you guys, but it just, I don't know why, it made me fucking chuckle. Okay, ooh, you guys got the Lovers and the Empress. You guys have an Ariel on the bottom, but it doesn't really feel like a huge message. It more so feels like this like grandpa or masculine energy that's on the other side kind of watching over you and just like letting you know like everything's okay. Like I keep getting a very just soft grandpa energy. Excuse me. Oof. With the Lovers and the Empress. Okay, for some of you guys, you're definitely wanting a love situation, but you're not standing in your fucking power, which is probably why I just gave the example that I just gave about you. Like if you want a long-term relationship, you need to make choices with people that are long-term. So what is it that I want? What is it that I need? Let me have the right conversations and let me not keep going into relationships that don't match what I actually want. You guys are needing to really see what you want and stand in your power with it and stop accepting less than you deserve. They're saying it's not just romantic relationships though, it's friendships, and it's also like situations that you're desiring, because some of you guys feel like you have like really big like passions or dreams or desires for things, but like you're not making practical steps. So the way to get what you want is by making practical steps and standing in your power and like not settling for less, not just doing things for temporary relief. Like doing like the hard work now so you can reap the rewards later. Okay, you got Four of Ariel, Ace of Raphael, the Moon. Yeah, with the Four of Ariel, I am getting this resistance to change. Some of you guys, like, it's not because, I mean, like, we use the word stubborn. It's not like you being stubborn, like, whatever. It's like, it almost feels like this fear of dealing with emotions. With the Ace of Raphael and the Moon, that's what it kind of feels like. It feels like this fear of, like, dealing with your emotions. So it's like you're just trying to distract yourself from what you actually want, but like it's also a sabotaging thing too, because you're not really actually letting in what you want because you're kind of blocking it. So you're not kind of, you are blocking it. So like Spirit's kind of advice with this is to really like balance your energy, like go have fun and do shit that's like fun and like impulsive, but not that has to do with like your long-term goals. Like do like shit that doesn't really matter, that has no importance or relevance to your life. And when it comes to things you want, take those seriously and really go into them. You got to face your fears and work through the emotions, even though you don't want to, like you have to. Like it's not going to happen the way you want it to if you don't do the work for it to come in. But you definitely got to bring some balance. For some of you, there's definitely this mirrored energy of a masculine and feminine reflecting. I don't know if you guys have communication issues, because this whole reading I've had no issue communicating, and then as soon as I keep doing your reading, I keep tripping over my words. I feel like I can't even fucking say what like is in my mind like coming out. It just feels like this very just, it's hard to kind of say how I'm feeling, and it's almost like you're tripping over your own words like with that. Like you can't just smoothly say kind of how you feel. But yeah, with this masculine and feminine, it feels like there's some type of fear energy with this. They're not really giving me too much with it. It's like it's open, but like you're afraid or the other person's afraid. You might both be, but one person feels like they're open and the other person feels like they're afraid. It definitely feels like a lot of inner child triggering too. It almost feels like if this is for, because this feels like it might be for some specific people, it almost feels like two people who are like kind of opposite of each other. They have some similarities, but they're outwardly like so different than each other. I don't know if you're in like different like circles, or like one of you might be like very like athletic and the other person's like very artsy, like just very, or one's like kind of gothic and like the other person's like very, I don't know what the fuck's the opposite of that, very like fucking, I don't know, whatever, like just like polar opposites, but internally not opposite, if that makes sense. It feels like just very conflicting energy, but like it vibes, like it works somehow. And I'm getting Sag, so maybe somebody's like a Sag that is that. I don't know. What was that? I just saw like a light thing. I wonder if a car went by or something. I got this new like reflecting light thing from my window, so it's rainbowy as fuck. I put it up tonight, actually. I think a light went through, so it just shone the light. These two? Okay. So you guys got the Strength card, which I love that because this is usually the Leo energy, which, not that one, which Leo is fire. You guys definitely need to empower your inner child and know that what you want, you can actually attain. It feels like almost like that sabotaging energy and stuff like that is a lack of internal confidence in yourself. Feels like you guys are really hard on yourself a lot of times too. And it's almost like you sabotage it because you don't feel like you can actually achieve it. But Spirit's saying like y'all are fucking strong as fuck. Like you guys are fire signs. Like you guys are passionate and fiery as fuck for a reason. And like you guys like light the fucking fire for stuff. So it's like embrace your strengths, like embrace who you are and what is good about you and the things that make you happy, even if they're outside the box. And if you're needing, you know, guidance with certain things like financial stuff or logical stuff, ask somebody to help you guys. Like just work toward that, like asking somebody to help you guys. If you're needing like help with something or something's too overwhelming, or because it feels like almost like you guys are really talented at something. So if say you're wanting to start a business, you're really talented at say like design, or you're really talented at something to do with that. But then like the business end, like getting the business started, or doing like the analytical stuff or doing like the marketing or something like that, you have a lot of fear with, you don't have confidence, like you might struggle. Ask a friend, hire somebody to do that stuff. If it's like a logistic, do that. Like focus on what you're good at and then get help from people who are better at other things. Like there's nothing wrong with getting support and help from other people, okay? Like that should never let you stop doing what you want to. And I love the cards, you guys, because you got signs and you got determination. It feels like Spirit is definitely giving you guys a lot of signs about moving forward with something and like doing something that you really want. And it's like, you guys got the card determination, perseverance, work hard for what you want. Be a boss and take charge. Solar plexus chakra healing, which is all about confidence. So you guys definitely are getting the same message over and over and over. But it's like, trust the signs, like trust what it is and work on, even when you're not feeling fully confident, work on what you are confident about, work on what you guys are good at and focus on that, because you guys are like so passionate. When you have something that you are good at, you are so good at it and you're so passionate. Put your energy into that. Put your fucking fiery energy into that and focus on that. And I just keep getting from Spirit, like, don't give up. Keep moving fucking forward. Pay attention to the signs. And if you need help from somebody, hire somebody. Or if you know somebody who's like a friend that's good at something, ask for help and support, and that's going to help you. So I hope that this helped, and I hope you guys all have an awesome night.